Sir, while seated here, I've just received evidence from a group of people who submitted 51 memorandums in support of His Excellency the Governor, Amos Nyaribo. So I also want the office of the clerk that can also respond. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Point of information.
What is point of information about that is,
Mr. Speaker, regarding the Nyamira North Sub-County, Mr. Speaker, and the public participation was supposed to be done in Ekerenya Ward, of which is the headquarters of the sub-county, Mr. Speaker. The said person, the accused person, hired goons from his home ward and they invaded the premises, and it was chaotic, Mr. Speaker. And again, Mr. Speaker, well, the honorable member of this house saying he has received the evidence that there was some memorandum supporting the governor. He was receiving those evidence as who? Those memorandums as who? Why were they not surrendered to the relevant authorities, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, we don't need a drama. Let's move ahead, put a question, we vote, we go. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Nyaribo, Emmanuel Nyambega,
Mr. Speaker, sir, I did not receive those evidence of those memorandum before now. Is that the members of the public who've seen the public participation report and they brought the memorandum to the office of the clerk. They've just notified me as a member, and you know, according to our standing orders, members of the public, they can only speak at the plenary through elected or nominated members. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The clerk will communicate all the same. Nyaribo George Abulga, Morara, Member of County Assembly for Bogichara Ward.
Honorable Speaker, I need to have direction from your chair. We were in the process of getting the response from the legal team representing our governor, and we had not started the issue of the debate of the motion after the presentation of the governor. Now, Speaker, I thought we should clear the response issues, the question that we should ask them for clarification, and then we move into debates and subsequent processes, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, but the Speaker already directed the same. The mover of the motion read the motion, and then His Excellency's team responded over the same, and the debate continues. So we're in the right track.
Through you, I also don't want to agree to the fact that we can claim an allegation without proof that His Excellency the Governor hired goons to go and interfere with the public participation. With all due respect, he also deserves protection from us as members of the County Assembly. Honorable Speaker, I rise to also challenge the public participation process that was done. If I look at the report, I think the Council was refrained from addressing issues that are not part of the motion. And if you look at the public participation, it was to be guided by this same House through its Chairman of Legal and Justice, Honorable Vincent Benecha. But looking at the report, how can we, for example, raise matters that are not in the motion as part of the reasons why the public feels the governor should be impeached? Honorable Speaker, if you look at that public participation report, on page 13, there is a reason number 2 that majority of the response of impeachment. So, Honorable Speaker, I really want to challenge that this public participation is not well guided, and whatever that the public was fed with is not what is in the motion, paper. Because if we were to give them and tell them to, I really feel that is an oversight.
Thank you. Honorable James Nyachaki Matinga, Member of County Assembly for Kemera Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have a concern. I want the Council to tell us, as representatives of the people, and the people are supposed to do oversight, do we wait until the matters they have mentioned that they are ongoing in court until our term is over? And then what are we oversighting? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Nyaribo, Leader of Majority Appel, Mose, also a member of Community Assembly for Magwawa Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir. I stand also to echo my statement, Honorable Speaker. And this Swahili saying, Ugara mwe, lakini haki upe. The fact is, Honorable Speaker, when you talk about the institutional subsidy that Honorable His Excellency the Governor discriminated some of the students not to benefit from the bursaries or the scholarship if they don't hear from Nyamira. Honorable Speaker, I don't see any reason why we should execute or persecute the governor giving direction. The governor cannot, and I want to repeat this, cannot give somebody, a student coming from Kisii County, because Kisii County has the same reputation as Speaker. Even as all our members, let us be very genuine. In this, let us be very categorical. Honorable Speaker, I know when honorable members were given the bursaries forms to go and to issue to the students, they were specific. They were even going further asking for identification to understand where these people come from, their jurisdiction. What is wrong? Do you want at least the people of Nyamira to lack the benefit they are entitled to give other wards? That's unfair. It has reason beyond the box. Honorable Speaker, with the bursaries, I don't see any reason why we should just crucify the governor of giving directives that only the Nyamirians can be benefits. Direct benefits. The beneficiaries. Honorable members, we are not working besides our counties. We are only working in our county. And if you want maybe your friend or your relative to benefit from Kisii, from Homa Bay, do a plan and a mind from there. Let them come and do that one. For the bursaries, purely belongs to the county. And we have to protect the resources that comes to the county. We cannot go beyond. You are the same people practicing this one. You are the same people who advise the governor that we are not going to give anybody money who is coming outside our area of jurisdiction. Do you expect the government to give monies to people outside the area of jurisdiction in Nyamira? It cannot happen. Each county has its own kitty. It has equitable share. We don't share with any county where equitable shares and our own resource revenue. Number two, Honorable Speaker, about the court orders. I've never seen any court contempt issued to our government. That is a court matter. If there is any court contempt, I think the government should be in jail by now. And if they say the government is free, I don't see any reason why we should talk about what is lying in court. About the salary payments fraud, I know, and all remember, you understand, we are not being paid in the county by the governor. The governor is not CEC PSM. It's not a CEO who was overpaid. So the governor was charged and repaid the money. It's very correct. And it's a Christian. To be paid. You know, let us call a spade by now. Let us talk the fact that the payment that the governor received, repaid, was surcharged and repaid and has the paying slip. So we don't need at least to argue about the payment of overpayment of the salary that was repaid. And finally, employment. When we talk about employment, remember, I don't know, why do we repeat the same thing all the time? And you know, I'm surprised, seeing this one happening today again. And I talked about this employment. You all remember, when we repeat the matters that was discussed. We discussed this thing. We decided that the governor is not an employing body. I know Honorable that is speaker, there's something like I don't know how it's misleading. There also the people protecting me. I know he has a grant. He has a beef with the governor. And I know this time, you know, there are those who are not a speaker, being enticed. That
Yes,
you need
limit yourself to...
On the speaker, I know some honorable members here, they are enticed to get positions. Let me tell you, honorable, that is going nowhere. We know this one on the speaker.
Restrict yourself to the motion on the
You
floor.
respect on the speaker. Allow me to say this. I know on the speaker, there are those who are promised. Let me tell you, honorable members, be contented to be an honorable member. You are chosen to be an honorable member, not a deputy governor. Forget that one. Forget that one. This is a matter that we dispensed, and we don't want it to recur. Why bring the same document?
That's going against the law and misleading the House. Yes. Any content that is past 6 months can still reoccur even in the next near future, as long as you feel that you are also not being represented. Thank you. Thank you. Nyaribo Lamek Square.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. For sure, Mr. Speaker, and to be sincere, I'm a demoralized man. Mr. Speaker, the withdrawal of Honorable Joy Ogonji from the board, Mr. Speaker, it has made me to feel low, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a motion, even if Mr. Speaker, he has a right to support it or not, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let us not work on intimidation, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, let us not force people, Mr. Speaker, to send the governor home, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as somebody from North Mugirango, Mr. Speaker, sir, there is a verse, Mr. Speaker, where the people were asked between Paranaba and Jesus, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, I'm worried, Mr. Speaker, that this House, it has chosen Paranabas instead of Jesus, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as somebody who is coming from North Mugirango, Mr. Speaker, I also see this as total witchery, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have given an elephant, Mr. Speaker. Why do they need a rabbit also, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, I was in support, Mr. Speaker, of this, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, I have reasoned the council very carefully, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, somehow, Mr. Speaker, I'm blaming myself, Mr. Speaker, and I'm also blaming the governor, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I'm in record, Mr. Speaker. I myself, Lamek Sikwaya Onyanja, MCA Itibo Ward. I didn't give anybody parcel outside Itibo Ward. Because, Mr. Speaker, the resources, when we are being given resources, we are given according to the people who fought in that ward, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, the issue of people with disability, Mr. Speaker, the council team, we passed that bill in this house. We passed that bill in this house, but we didn't give the timeline of the bill when the governor was to appoint that committee. Mr. Speaker, as the majority said, as the majority leader said, Mugara muue na haki umupe, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have county Public Service Board, Mr. Speaker. And nothing, Mr. Speaker, limiting us as the Honorable House, Mr. Speaker, to call Mr. Kereri on these appointments, Mr. Speaker, he made, Mr. Speaker. We have the power to summon Mr. Kereri, but not the governor, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Kereri is the chair of the Public Service Board, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, nothing which is barring us, Mr. Speaker, to summon Mr. Kereri. Mr. Speaker, the issue of payroll, the governor is not an accounting officer anywhere, Mr. Speaker. There is no signature of Governor Amos Kimomi Nyaribo signing salaries of employees, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as we are conducting this, Mr. Speaker, it is good, Mr. Speaker, to do this exercise with a lot of fairness, where everybody is having a right, he or she is having a right to vote whenever he wants, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and this issue of honorable choice, Mr. Speaker, I know, Mr. Speaker, you will deal with it, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you, honorable members. And allow me to put a question and move to the next stage. And now put to question that this honorable house approves the report on the removal of Honorable Amos Kimomi Nyaribo, the county governor of Nyamira County, from office by way of impeachment on the following grounds. 1. Gross violation of the Constitution of Kenya and other laws. 2. Abuse of office and gross misconduct. Will as many are of the similar opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many are of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. We will go to the ballot by roll call voting so that we can determine the nays and the ayes. Thank you, honorable members. Clerk, you proceed. And before that, our sergeant at arms, you can ring the bell as guided by standing order number 71. In the next 10 minutes, every honorable member who is outside should be in